Welcome back today. We're diving into the world of Lincoln wheat pennies, those small coins that could pack a big punch for your wallet. Whether you're new to coin collecting or an old pro, this is the video for you. Let's go over the top 7 most valuable wheat pennies that could be worth a fortune. First up, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date D mint mark and a unique red color shade. Now, this particular coin is in damaged condition, so we're going to talk about how that affects its value in today's market. Let's dive right in. The 1957 D Lincoln wheat penny was minted in Denver, which the D mint mark represents. By this year, the wheat penny had been in circulation for almost 50 years, and while 1957 is not particularly rare, this penny has its own appeal because of the red color tone that collectors find interesting. Here are the details. The 1957 wheat penny weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19 millimeters, and is composed of 95% copper. Over 1 billion of these pennies were minted in Denver in 1957, so they're relatively easy to find. But coins with a natural red tone are a bit more unique and can sometimes be more desirable. Now, because this penny is in damaged condition, it will show signs of heavy wear, scratches, or other damage. This kind of wear usually lowers a coin's value, but a unique shade, like the red color on this coin, can add a bit of interest for some collectors. In today's market, a 1957 D wheat penny in damaged condition, even with a red color tone, is typically worth $78,000. The damage limits its value, so it's not a high-value coin, but it still holds some interest for people collecting Lincoln wheat pennies with different colorations. If you had this coin in better condition, like very fine or extra fine, it would be valued between $80,000. And in uncirculated condition with the red tone intact, it could be worth $82 to $86 or even higher. Always keep in mind that a coin's condition and unique characteristics like color can make it more attractive to specific collectors. Even common coins can have interesting variations, so it's always worth taking a second look. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln steel penny with D mint mark, large date, and a black color shade. This penny is also in dirty condition, so we'll dive into what that means for its value in today's market. Let's get started. The 1956 Lincoln steel penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. Unlike most pennies you find today, this one was struck from a steel planchet due to a shortage of copper during World War II. However, the 1956 steel pennies were still produced in copper, and this penny represents that era. It has the large date variety, which is typical for that year. Here are the specs for the 1956 Lincoln steel penny. It weighs 2.7 grams, has a diameter of 19 millimeters, and is made from a combination of steel and zinc with the usual copper coating. Over 1 billion of these coins were minted in 1956, so they're fairly common, but some, like this one, may have interesting characteristics that collectors enjoy. So what does the black color shade on this penny mean? The black color usually comes from tarnishing or oxidation, often due to prolonged exposure to dirt, moisture, or chemicals. It doesn't necessarily add value. In fact, it typically reduces the value of the coin due to the damage caused by exposure to these elements. However, the unique color can still be of interest to collectors who enjoy finding unusual variations in their coins. Now, let's talk about value. A 1956 Lincoln steel penny with D mint mark in dirty condition and a black color shade typically ranges from $27,000 in today's market. The dirt and damage lower its value, and the black color doesn't add much premium. This coin is still relatively common, but collectors generally prefer cleaner examples. However, if this coin were in better condition, such as fine or very fine, the value could increase to $34,000. In uncirculated condition, it could be worth upwards of $37 to $39 or more, depending on the market demand and the overall condition of the coin. Even though this penny isn't the most valuable due to its damage, it's still an interesting piece of history. If you find a coin with unique characteristics, it's always worth checking to see if it has any added value, even if it's in poor condition. Next up, the 1911 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in dirty condition. We'll explore its history, what dirty condition means for its value, and what this coin is worth in today's market. Let's dive in. The 1911 Lincoln wheat penny is one of the coins in the first decade of the famous Lincoln wheat series, which was introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1911 penny was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark, meaning it doesn't have an S or D mint mark that would have indicated minting in San Francisco or Denver. Made from 95% copper, this penny weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. With a mintage of around 25 million coins, the 1911 Lincoln wheat penny is considered fairly common, but its condition plays a big role in determining its value. Now, as you can see, this penny is in dirty condition. Dirt, tarnish, and general wear can lower the coin's value, as the markings and details of the design can become obscured. While some collectors enjoy finding coins with unique patinas, dirty coins are generally less valuable compared to those in better, well-preserved condition, and it's important to remember cleaning the coin is not recommended, as it can damage the surface and decrease its value even more. In today's market, a 1911 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition would typically be valued at around $57,000. The dirt and wear reduce the collectible value, but it's still a piece of American history. If this coin were cleaner or in better condition, the value would be higher, but in its current state, it's more of a filler coin for collectors who are building sets of Lincoln wheat pennies. Now, if this coin were in very fine condition, its value could rise to around $52,000 or more, and in extremely fine condition, it could be worth anywhere from $54 to $58 or more. In uncirculated condition, it could easily fetch $63 or more, depending on the specific market demand. Even though this 1911 Lincoln wheat penny is in dirty condition, it's still a fascinating piece of history, and it's always worth keeping an eye out for these early Lincoln pennies. They may not always be worth a fortune, but they're a great addition to any collection. Next up, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark. We'll also take a look at the coin's color shade and how that affects its value in today's market, especially since this one is in good condition. Let's dive in and see what makes this coin special. First off, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny is part of the final years of the Lincoln wheat series, which was first introduced in 1909. The S mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in San Francisco, one of the U.S. Mint's major facilities. The 1950 penny is an important piece for collectors as it marks the end of the series before it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This coin is made of 95% copper, weighs 3.11 grams, and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. In total, the 1950 penny had a mintage of around 250 million, so it's not exactly rare, but its condition and specific details, like the mint mark and color shade, can still affect its value significantly. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin. The 1950 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition shows wear, but the details of the coin are still visible. The S mint mark is clear, and you can still make out the Lincoln portrait and the wheat ears on the reverse side, though they might be slightly worn. The color shade here refers to the unique patina the coin has developed over time. Some collectors look for coins with a unique color tone, which can be a result of age, exposure, or environmental factors. In today's market, a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark in good condition would typically be valued around $39,000 or more in today's market. The condition is key here. Since this coin isn't in the highest grades, its value is relatively modest. However, the color shade may slightly influence the value, especially if the toning is appealing to collectors who seek coins with distinctive hues. Of course, if this coin were in very fine or extremely fine condition, the value could rise to $41 to $43 or more. A coin in uncirculated condition with a vibrant and even color could potentially be worth $3 to $45, and in gem mint state, it could go for even higher prices, especially if the toning is attractive to buyers. While the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition may not be a majorly valuable coin, it's still an interesting piece for collectors, especially those focusing on the S mint mark series. Next up, the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny, large date, without mint mark, in fine condition. We'll cover its history, details, and of course what it's worth in today's market. Let's get into it. The 1948 Lincoln wheat penny is a classic in American coinage and part of the series that was minted from 1909 to 1958. The lack of a mint mark on this penny tells us it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia didn't add mint marks to these coins, so any 1948 penny without a mint mark came from there. This penny is made from 95% copper, weighs 3.11 grams, and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. With a mintage of around 317 million in Philadelphia alone, the 1948 wheat penny is relatively common, though condition still plays a major role in its collector value. Now, let's talk about condition. This penny is in fine condition, which means it has some visible wear, but the primary details are still clear. You can see Lincoln's portrait on the front, and on the back, the wheat ears are intact but may show some wear. For collectors, fine condition is a mid-level grade, not highly valuable but still collectible. In today's market, a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition generally has a value of about $22,000. While it may not be the most valuable coin, it still holds a place in many collections, especially for those looking to complete a set of Lincoln wheat pennies. Of course, if you come across a 1948 wheat penny in very fine, extremely fine, or even uncirculated condition, you'll be looking at a higher value. In very fine condition, the coin could be worth 30 to 50 cents, and if it's uncirculated, values can range anywhere from $26,000 or more, depending on the quality. The 1948 Lincoln wheat penny may not be rare, but it's a solid addition to any collection of American coins, especially for beginners or those filling in gaps in their wheat penny sets. Next up, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny. This particular penny has a large date without a mint mark, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. What makes this one unique is its red color shade and the fact that it's in very fine condition. Let's explore its history, details, and value in today's market. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny is one of the later issues in the wheat series, which ran from 1909 to 1958 without mint mark. We know this one was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia pennies from this time didn't carry mint marks, so any 1951 penny without one is from there. This penny is made of 95% copper, weighs 3.11 grams, and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. It's a relatively common coin, with a mintage of over 284 million. However, a coin's condition and color shade like this one's red tone can make a significant difference in its value. Let's talk about the condition and color of this coin. Being in very fine condition means that the details are clear and distinct, with only moderate wear. Lincoln's profile on the front and the wheat stalks on the back are easily visible. The red color shade indicates that the coin has retained much of its original mint luster, which can happen when coins are stored well and protected from tarnishing over the years. Red-toned pennies are particularly sought after by collectors because of their aesthetic appeal. In today's market, a 1951 Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition with a red color shade typically has a value of around $36,000. While this isn't an especially high-value coin, the red tone can give it a bit more appeal and possibly a higher value to collectors who favor the red luster. If you happen to find a 1951 penny with a red shade in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the value can increase significantly. In uncirculated condition, red-colored pennies from 1951 can be worth $48,000 or even more, depending on how well the color and detail have been preserved. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny with a red color shade is a great find for anyone building a collection of high-quality Lincoln cents. Its unique color and condition make it a bit of a standout, even if it's not a rare coin by itself. Next up, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny. This one features a large date with D mint mark, and it's in extra fine condition. We'll explore its history, condition, and current value in today's market. Let's dive in. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny is the last year of the famous wheat series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This penny carries D mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Denver Mint. The D mint mark is a common feature for many Lincoln cents from this era, but the condition of the coin can make a huge difference in its value. Made from 95% copper, the 1958 penny weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. In total, over 1.1 billion of these pennies were minted in 1958, with over 430 million being struck in Denver, so it's definitely not rare. But, as always, condition plays a major role in determining its value. Now, let's talk about extra fine condition. A penny in this grade shows light wear, but most of the details are sharp and crisp. On the obverse, you'll still see the full profile of Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse shows the wheat stalks with just a little softness on the details. Coins in extra fine condition have maintained most of their original detail, making them highly collectible. In today's market, the value of a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny in extra fine condition with D-mint mark typically falls between $18,000. While it's not an incredibly rare coin, the condition and the fact that it's the last year of the wheat series do add some appeal for collectors. If you happen to come across a 1958 penny in uncirculated condition, that can push the value up to around $20,000 depending on how well it's been preserved. Coins in higher grades, especially those in gem quality, can be worth significantly more. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny is a great piece of American history, especially if you're looking to complete your wheat series collection. Even though it's a more common coin, the extra fine condition adds some nice value for collectors who appreciate well-preserved examples. Thanks for joining me today to explore the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you found any 1958 pennies recently? I'd love to hear your stories.